So how do you spot gang stalkers when you go into stores, right? This video right here is going to be about gang stalkers, how they follow you in stores, what they do, you know? So we already know about the fake terrorist watch list. We know about they throwing innocent people's names on these lists. They trying to make you look a certain way, innocent people. Then you got people out here spying on people, illegally recording them, acting like they're on the phone, narcissist demons and all these other demons, you know what I'm saying? Just watching you. NPCs, bots, gang stalkers are in the hive mind. They all the same. And they operating on low. Alright? They all on low. Everybody you see gang stalking, they on low. Siren, Q, yeah, they all on low. Fallen angels, demons are using them, and they are shape-shifting into looking like people too. Gang stalkers are demon-possessed people. Remember that. And they all do the same thing. They all gonna touch their nose. They all gonna do this. They all gonna do this. They all gonna do this. They all gonna spit. They all gonna wear pieces of red and blue. Some of them, even if they don't wear red and blue, but they all gonna still do the same, overly coating hands one another. Look at them. They always gonna tap their feet in the back or cross it. One hand in the pocket. The phone is always gonna be like that. They're gonna mirror you. So whatever you do, they're gonna do the same thing too. They're obsessed with you. But these are low frequency demons. One headlight, one tail light, one fog light. Everybody's gonna be stopping around you and just, you know, so you're gonna see that. You already know what's up already. This is going on all over the world. Those of y'all who follow me, if you've been going through my page, you already know about this illegal COINTELPRO program. It's illegal. Innocent people are being stalked and harassed, but this is spiritual, okay? And then of course you see them in the sky, Operation Quiet Skies. It's a real thing. Okay? And this program is the reason for mass shootings, suicides, people losing their jobs. This program. And they're throwing innocent people's names on this terrorist watch list to create a terrorist watch list. So, when you go into stores, right? You're gonna see gang stalkers, right? When they come in. So let's say if it's a clothing store, if you go into a clothing store, you're all gonna see people. They're all gonna go inside. They're gonna start doing their little coatings. You know, people's gonna be planted. You know, and they're always gonna be looking at you. Remember, because you operating high. Your shoe is the light of the world. The veil has been removed. You unplugged from the matrix, and a lot of these people are still asleep, plugged in, being used by these agent Smiths, the fallen angels, these demons. They are being used by that. Some of them are shape-shifting into that. You see the faces. Yeah, see all of that. So when you go into this is what's gonna happen. When you go into a clothing store, because remember, they watching you. They're obsessed with you. These gang stalkers are obsessed with you. That's why you see them mirroring you, copying what you do if you dress. You know, and then sometimes when you walk past, they say certain things and all that. And it's like they're copying you because that's what they're obsessed with you. They familiar spirits as well. Familiar spirits. They know you. And they be going into people too to keep an eye on you. It's familiar spirits. They know you. Angels know you. They're fallen angels. They seen you since you was a baby to now. It's just now that your eyes, whoa, what's happening? So it's like that's why when you see people mirroring you, that's familiar spirits and them looking at you because they know what you like, dislike, what you do and how you move. They seen that. So when you go into these stores, right? When you go into a clothing store, it's always going to be jam-packed. People is going to be stuck, constantly coming in. You're going to see a lot of people wearing red, pieces of red, blue, full red or blue. Even those who don't wear those colors. But remember, gang stalkers are demons in people. They're all under the same hive mind. Agent Smiths, you know, falling in, jumping into people. Just like the movie Fallen with Denzel Washington. You remember how they were all, demons was body hacking and jumping into people. This is what happens out here. These are your gang stalkers. Demons is jumping into people. Anyone in sin with doors open, low, operating low, still plugged in, these demons is going to use them. You're going to see them. They all do the same thing. But you're gonna see a lot of them in red and blue too, because those are the occult colors too. They gotta let people know, those who are operating in that illegal COINTELPRO, that's how they gotta speak to one another. Because they just can't speak out loud. Yo, you see your target, you see her, you see him, we start. They can't do that. So they gotta do it overtly and quietly and sneaky. But when you spiritual, you see everything. You see everything. You see who was planted. You see it all. But there's people who still like this. They're being gang stalked too. Hey, guess what? Those of y'all that's gang stalking, y'all being used and y'all being watched too. Yeah. By the Most High. And then, of course, the people who's sending you to do what you do, you being watched. So, yeah. So what happens is when you go to a clothing store, and I heard a honk in between that. When you go to a clothing store, so you're going to see a lot of people, right? Pay attention to the signs. Because when I went into the store, I went into Gap, and I went to get a hoodie, right? And remember, they watch you. This is why they study you. They ask you questions. Remember, I told you, monitoring spirits ask you a lot of questions. So I had this cashier, but I already saw who she was talking to. Because, you know, gang stalkers, they always got to put the phone in every direction that you're at. They make it obvious. So she was the cashier. All of a sudden, asked me a question out of the blue. But I know that that person, the gang stalker, the monitoring spirit that was in this person, because they be moving like NPCs. Watch them. They be moving like NPCs out here, controlled. That person was asking the cashier that question, right? So the cashier asked me out of the blue. I'm on the line, not even close to the cashier yet, and the lady pointed out at me. I'm sorry, but what size are you? What size are you? And then the cashier, after she asks me that, because when you're spiritual, you see who's who. She looked at the lady who was acting like, because the gang stalkers make it obvious. Yo, y'all don't know how to play it out. Remember, the tactics of the enemy, it never changes. It's always the same. You know, so she looks at the lady, because you heard the honk. Y'all know what's up already. So she looked at the lady, because they all look at one another. They got to look at their handlers. Demons look at demons. Who's involved? They look at their eyes. They look. And the lady was acting like she was shopping, but she had the phone like this. And the cashier looked at the lady, and the lady did this. That's what they do, gang stalk, demons. That's how they code one another overtly. So pay attention to that. I'm glad people seeing the hand movements, because that's what they do. That's how they speak out here. You're going to see it everywhere you go. Even when they walk past you. Or even they do that. Or they do this. Or they lift up the hat and touch their head. But they're looking at people involved. And then other people's, they doing it too. That's how gang stalkers talk. But that's how demons get bothered by you. They fidget. So she asking me, yo, what size are you? For my clothes. And she looked at the lady. And the lady was like this, like unless she on the phone, but her other hand was free, and she's coding. Then other people beside me is that's how you know. And I was like, it changes. You know, I had to hit her with it. It changes. It's never the same. You know, because if you say your specific size, then they're gonna take a note of that. And then if you go into that store again, all of a sudden, all the sizes that you normally wear, you ain't gonna find it. That's what they do. That's what they do. They'll start taking out your sizes, and you know what I'm saying. So you got to be very wise on how you answer questions. This is monitoring spirits, man. They be sending people to talk to you, sending people, but those who they send, they all got to look at their handlers. Remember, there's rankings in the spiritual. So this is what you're gonna see when you go into clothing stores. You're gonna see people who always, they're always gonna be around you. They're gonna make it. They don't know how to play it off. Demons don't know how to play it off. When your discernment is sharp, and when you have eyes to see, you're gonna see them. They're gonna be around you and always looking at you. And even if you look away, you could tell with your peripheral. You're gonna see them stare at you. And then if you was to like look at them again, like a robot, they'll look away, right? And then even if they're next to you. This is when you have no music. Even like if you shopping on people's next to you, you're gonna hear a lot of or conversations that sound familiar to you because it's familiar spirits. But remember, the sniffing that you constantly hear from people, that's demons snaring at you. That's demons getting mad at your light. They get bothered by it. Then you got people, of course, everyone's gonna be around you because you operating high. So yeah, she asked me that, and I told her, you know, it's different sizes. It's never the same. And I kept it like that. And then she was like, oh, okay. And then she looked back at the lady like, you can't give them everything, you know? Then you're gonna see a lot of people, even in stores, they're gonna tap their feet. They always tap it behind one another. That's how they code it. They always tap the feet in the back. They always tap the feet in the back. You're gonna always have the people with the one hand in the pocket, pieces of red and blue. They're always gonna constantly sniff around each other. They're always gonna do this in the stores, constantly with the eye, the nose, that. Lift up the hat, touch it, fidget the hair to the side, but they're looking at one another. The women is gonna brush their hair, always playing with their hair, even if it's in a ponytail. Know that, because you operated high on semen retention on it. But when you in these stores as well, even in general, but the women, they're gonna take the ponytail and they're gonna loosen it so that the hair can, you know, get attracted by the hair, and they start playing with it, you know, letting the hair be loose around you, and you know, start doing things and looking at you, and you be like, but this is what you're gonna see. And you're gonna see people always constantly with the phone in your direction in these clothing stores. So it don't matter what store it is, this is what you're going to see with Gangstalkers. And then if you on the line waiting, because it's always gonna be constantly, and then people's gonna be doing weird things, but even on the line, watch the people on the line. You're always gonna have people around you. The conversation is going to be familiar to things you talked about, or things you watched, or things you've done. It's going to, you're always going to be like, yo, how did they know this? But remember, it's familiar spirits. But, you know, even if they're in front of you, behind you, they're always going to cross their legs or tap it to let other people who know that's involved. You're going to see people walk by you with clothes, and they're always going to do this, or do this, or do this. Fidget around you. That's what you're always going to see. And then people, of course, they're going to be trying to go in front of you to try to get a reaction. Remember, because they try to get something out of your reaction, or they want an attention. You deal with a lot of narcissists, demons, and all this stuff. So they're going to be going real close to your face. And like if you like buy like a clothing, if you online and there's stuff to look at, they're going to get all in your face on purpose. You're going to see that one eye slither to the side and turn like a reptilian. It's going to look at their eyes. They all look at one another, but it's like in a certain movement when they look at one another. But that's what you're going to see in the stores. Constant movement and coding one another in these stores. And then you're going to have people ask you random questions. Never give them your size or whatever they ask you. Never do that. This is when you go into clothing stores, right? Then sometimes they try to, you know, overprice or try to do certain things. Now, when you go into a supermarket, well, not a supermarket to shop for food, you know, you're always gonna have people planted, right? Remember, they're watching you. So if you go in the first time you're gonna see people always, they're gonna watch at first, but they're always gonna be constantly. You're gonna see them walk fast, look at you through the aisle like a robot. Color coding, hands in the pocket, and never changes the tactics. It never changes. The hands in the pocket. There's the color coding. It never changes. That's how you see how the demons do it. The tapping on the feet, the crossing. That's Eastern Stars, the Mason, all of that. You're going to see all of that. The reds and the blues, all of that. Everyone involved, they're going to fidget. You know, you're going to be bothering people's demons and exposing it. And then people who's operating high like you, they're going to feel that, want to be around that, because your energy is unique. Everybody's operating on low. But again, Yeshua is the way, the truth, and the life. Nobody gets to the Father except through him. Yeshua is the light of the world. Therefore, you too are the light for the world because of Yeshua. Yeshua dwells in you. So you're operating like this while the world is still like this on low. You know, and then of course, when you want semen retention and all that, and celibate and trying, you know, it's an extra boost. I'm telling you. So if you're in a supermarket, you're going to see people go by the places you go, watching, be on the phone, right? Watching your order. Sometimes they take a picture of what you're ordering, so that way they can get the same stuff like you too. Even if it's a little bit of stuff that you shop, they're gonna monitor. Sometimes you might see certain things missing, or certain thing. If you go back to the supermarket to get more stuff, or you keep constantly going there to refill to get food, you're already gonna have people planted there in every aisle, because they already now started to watch and see. Then you're gonna see people with the same carts like you. And the reason for this is because people do prayers on food, so you always gotta pray over your food. I told you that's how real that this gets. If you buy chicken from a supermarket and you cooking that chicken, somebody else can buy the same thing that you're buying, put it on an altar or a shrine, and pray over that chicken or pray over that food, and pray and wish that food does something to you while you eat it. Yeah, you got to pray over your food, man. That's as real as it gets. I'm telling y'all, that's as real as it gets. They will pray over food. They don't have to necessarily be next to you. They could be in their own house, but they saw what you brought and they brought a piece of that, put it on an altar on a shrine, and prayed on that food for it to do something to you. But then when you pray over it, you always got to pray. And you breaking all those curses. This is what they do. Now you're going to see a lot of people start shopping what you buy. You're going to see that. So this is what happens when you go to a supermarket to buy groceries in these supermarkets. Then you're going to see a lot of more extra weird people start coming into these stores when you go. You're going to see a lot of, remember, when this gang stalking program, there's a fake file, fake dossier. There's a fake terrorist watch list. And they're throwing innocent people's names on this list. And they're watching them in every community and all these places you go to. And they got people who have these files and they give it to these people. They don't keep it. They just give it to them and create a fake story and say this, and that. Because FBI whistleblowers already said that they created a fake terrorist watch list. They threw people's names on this watch list to bloat it for fundings, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. Again, research Jane Cliff. I did a video on that. Innocent woman, there you go, who her own counsel threw her on that same list because she was a bother to them for a phone call over a concern of a drunk man in a park. But because they were bothered over her phone call, they put her on a terrorist watch list. And she was being illegally stalked by people and harassed. And she had to move out, and it took her 4 years to clear her name. This is real. People's going through that. This was happening. So, when you go to the supermarket, that's what's going to happen. You're going to see a lot of weird things, a lot of weird people. They're always going to start being around you. Or they're already at the places that you, in the aisles already, just watching you. And the other people, they're going to be coding one another. You're going to see other people walking past aisles, and they're going to, they all do the same thing. All demons speak the same. When it's a demon in a person or a shapeshifter, it's going to be the same thing. They're going to do this. They're going to do this. Or they're going to do this. Or they're going to touch both ears over their mouth. Look, brush their hair, but they're looking at one another. Wearing pieces of blue or red. Or full blue, full red. Those are Masonic occult colors. That's pieces of that. I'm telling you. Then those who is not in those colors, but they operating the same because a demon is in them, because it's spiritual, they're going to do the same thing in regular clothes because it's demons in them. That's how demons speak. That's what you see. But that's what's going to happen in supermarkets. Now, if you go to a regular store to buy food, like, Chinese store, pizza, Subway, etc., those kind of stores where you're going to go buy food, there's always going to be people in there. They're going to be in front of you, beside you, taking pictures and selfie around you, have the most craziest conversations that's pointless. There's going to be somebody in the corner. But they're all going to do this inside the store, coding one another who's involved and looking at each other, demons. And then you're going to have people, then they're going to always throw the honey traps in there. The girls that of you like, and you be like, oh boy. Then they're going to bend over in front of you or do certain things to get your attention. Because remember, when you want semen retention as well, and then you got men who try to they be getting jealous because a lot of people is a slave to their lust. And it's true, men are a slave to their lust. This is why they attack y'all with lust, because they know men are a slave to that. But those of y'all who is being celibate and on semen retention, y'all rare, because it's not easy. It's hard. It's a hard thing to do, I know, but y'all rare, and that's where your energy, it goes up. I'm telling y'all. And then that's why people could feel that. And then you got men who try to puff out their chest around you or say slick comments, but it's spiritual. They could feel that. So don't get too bothered by what they try to say or try to Because a lot of them are still on the websites touching themselves or still fornicating, and they feel that and they know. They be like, you know, they know they shouldn't be doing what they're doing, but again, that's what you're going to see. So in these stores, that's what's going to happen. They're going to be people taking notes of your order. They listen to your order. They you know, and then they try to buy the same thing you buy. And this is why you're going to see a whole bunch of people. Sometimes they throw them all together and they all get the same thing that you get. Because it's all witchcraft, mind control, mind games, psychological warfare. This is what this program is. But this is what you're going to see as well. But they all are going to be in these stores doing the same thing. And the pieces of red, blue, regular clothes, but they all going to watch the hands. That's overly coding. They're going to do this. They're going to do this. They're going to do this. You know, do this. But they're going to be constantly looking at you. Because that's the demons in them feeling your light, seeing your light. Always looking at you. You're minding your business, listening to music, waiting for your order, and you just doing your thing. But you seeing your surrounding and all these people, you know, they're going to try to mirror you, do what you do. But they're coding one another. Demons. And that's what you see in these stores. That's what you're going to experience when you go into these stores. Phone stores to pay your bill. All of that. You know, I went to GameStop recently to sell some of the games that I had. And they were doing that in there too. When I came in, mad people was coming in. Some people was already there. But when you walk in, they're going to start getting bothered. Remember, your light, your energy, your frequency starts to expose demons, and it's gonna bother people's demons, and you're gonna toxic people get irritated. I'm telling you. Then you're gonna have those narcissist ones try to come your way. All those people who think they get attention, because you don't ask for the attention, bro. You're not looking for it. You don't want it, but it comes your way because, you know, Yeshua is the light of the world. So are you. Your energy and your frequency is high. Everybody else around you is operating on low. So that's what you're going to experience. So you're going to see a lot of people around you that's already in there start looking at one another, get bothered. Then all of a sudden, while you're in there waiting on a line, yo, it's getting flooded in these stores. Yo, mad people was coming in. Some of them were coming in. Then as soon as they walk past me or walk by, they did the stretch, uncomfortable stretches, and looking at one another. And that's demons getting bothered. That's what they do. Yeah, I'm telling you. You know, and then sometimes they try to do things around you or ask questions and other people be listening. And then you got people walking in front of you or try to bump you and be like, oh, I'm sorry, to try to get a reaction or for you to say something to, you know what I'm saying? It's just wild, man. But this is what you're going to see when you go into these stores. Pay attention. And then they're going to always cross the feet, cross the legs, or tap it. They're going to tap one back behind the other, or they're going to just cross it. That's how they do it overtly. They can't say it out loud because this thing is illegal. This whole COINTELPRO is an illegal COINTELPRO. That's what happens. So that's what you're going to experience when you go into these stores. Any kind of store you go to, you're going to see the hand signs and the hand movements. Always. And then they're always going to be around you. And then the store is going to all of a sudden get packed. And they're all going to be around you. And even if you mind your business, the person next to you, they're going to start shaking. Or, because, you know, when you start praying in your mind too, demons start getting bothered. You know? I'm telling you, that's as real as it gets. But pay attention to the hand codings. Because that's how demons speak. And they do it everywhere you go. That's how gangstalkers speak. Gangstalkers are demons in people. Monitoring spirits in people and shape-shifting like people. That's what you're going to see when you go into these stores. Pay attention to that. Don't be bothered, though, because no weapon formed against you will prosper, as it is written. So just go about your day. Go to the stores. Do what do what you do. Stay in prayer. Listen to, positive, righteous music, and just go about your day and stay in prayer. Stay in prayer. Stay in prayer. You know. So, but that's what you're gonna see. Even everywhere you go, they're all doing this and all that. You know, the agents be everywhere. But these people are demon-filled. All these people who's doing that and participating in that is all on low energy, low frequency, still plugged in, asleep, and they're all operating on the same demon, satanic hive mind. They're all in the same hive mind, and they're all controlled. MK Ultra, all of that, they are all controlled. That's what gangstalkers are. Demon-possessed people. And you're gonna see their demons. You're going to irritate it. It's gonna get exposed. Your discernment, you're gonna see who is who, and then you're gonna see those who is not. Because remember, not everybody participates in this program, but a lot do, and those are gonna be around you. Those who do it are the gangstalkers. Those are demons in these people. They all do that the same. It never changes. The devil's tactics never change. Oh, you heard that in between that? Noise campaign. His tactics never change, and you're gonna see it. You're always gonna catch it. The one tail, the one headlights, the one brake lights, the fog light. That's how they all speak. Those involved in this illegal program, but it's demons, it's spiritual. For our battle's not against flesh and blood. But that's what you're gonna experience when you go into these stores. And be careful on the people who ask you certain questions in these stores, you know, because there's always gonna be people next to you on the line just listening, observing, or sometimes taking notes. You know, I even had to show them my number or show them certain things without saying it out loud, because certain people they be waiting and just, you know, that's what monitoring spirits do, demons. Y'all know what's up already, man. Stay safe, stay prayed up, repent, stay with the Most High, and plug from this matrix. To the next video.